So I don't know like how to start, but since the beginning of February, I just kind of want to like share my story and kind of like my journey on my Chiari malformation that I have. Anyway, back in February, I started to get like numbness and tingling down the left side of my arm, and like it would itch. But I kind of just pushed it off because in February my boyfriend was in a pretty serious motorcycle accident, and so he was in the hospital, and I just kind of put it off because his health was more important than mine at the moment. But as like March started to hit, I started to notice it was going up my left arm and going up to my neck and my ear, which was starting to scare me because I was starting to struggle with like daily things like combing my hair, putting my hair up, buttoning my pants, doing the dishes. I would drop dishes, or if I went grocery shopping, I would drop things because I couldn't feel my fingers, so I couldn't, like the strength wasn't there anymore. So I started going to a chiropractor because I thought, like, hey, maybe it's a pinched nerve. Like, everybody gets a pinched nerve here and there. So I went to the chiropractor for a little bit, and they were, doing their thing. But then in May, I started to notice like my balance was starting to go off, and putting words together was hard. I would think one thing and then a whole different thing would come out of my mouth, and then people would catch on, like, did you mean to say that? I'm like, no, I said this. I'm like, no, you didn't, you said this. But the thing that caused me to actually go to my primary was my right arm started to go numb and tingle, which scared the crap out of me. So I made an appointment with my primary, and she did a bunch of tests and referred me to go get an MRI. And that was back in the beginning, like the end of May. And when I went to go back to see her, she said they found a tumor on my spine, but they didn't know how big, and they didn't know how far extended down my back. So she ordered another MRI of lower on my back. So I went and I did that. And I started to notice that I eating, I had trouble like swallowing. I would choke. And like watching TV, my vision would double cross, and I couldn't focus. It'd go blurry. I get like constant headaches that like hit the back of the base of my skull, and kind of like radiate on the side of my face, which there's days that not even medicine can kick it. But when I went back to see her, there was no, like, scratch that. The last MRI was sent to a neurologist, those images. So I had an appointment set up with him so he could tell me what they found. When I saw him, he told me there was no mass, which I was super happy because for those week and a half, I thought I had cancer. I was depressed. I couldn't have any. There was no positive thoughts. But then he told me I had Chiari malformation. It wasn't a terrible case, he said, but it was severe enough to where he wasn't even going to do the sleep study or the fluid study, and he just said we're going to go straight into surgery. That's my plan. And that was, I saw him on June 23rd, and I have surgery scheduled July 6th. I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrified. I've never been required to be in a hospital for myself, so the fact that my first surgery is brain surgery to do a decompression scares the absolute crud out of me. I know I have a good support system, my family, friends, and work. Even though I haven't been able to work since June 12th, which you can't do much when you can't feel your arms, let alone walking. Yeah. I know it's going to be a long recovery, and I know it's not like a fix-all. Like, I know it's not going to cure me, but I know this is like a lifelong thing that I have to deal with. I just want the pain to go away. I want the surgery to work, and I want to be able to go back to normal. And it also sucks that I can't have anybody in the hospital with me because of COVID. Like, that absolutely terrifies the living crap out of me. Like, you come out of a major surgery and that's the first thing you want is your family. You're in a hospital. It's scary. You just had major surgery. But I have to trust my surgeon and know that he knows what he's doing. And I'm going to be okay. But I just kind of wanted to share, like, the beginning of, like, the journey. And then I'll post day of surgery, and then when I come out. But I thought I'd just kind of share it that way if other people had similar stories, they knew that, there's other people out there that have had it, and it's gonna be okay.